at that split second that you actually realize how many choices do you had, your focus already been splitted in that particular moment anyways, no matter how long it took you to come back to your one course.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Asian Fempreneur. Today we will be joined by a special guest, Jing. She originally comes from Bangkok, Thailand. She will share with us her experiences and how she managed to create not just one but two businesses in the foreign country. So without further ado, let's welcome Jing.
Thank you very much for being here. Jing, can you introduce who you are?
So my name is Jing Pongwisaitat, and I am originally from Bangkok, Thailand. Currently, I am the director of Two Thai Limited with two main core businesses, which are with both are in the food industry. I'm about to open a Thai restaurant in Lancaster with the same name, Two Thai. And I also have a brand called Styles of Siam, which is offering a range of sauces and accompaniment from Southeast Asia. And also, meanwhile, I'm a co-founder and a director of another company called Connected Horizons Trading Limited. It's an import-export company dealing with Chinese manufacturers by importing the products from over there into the UK. And this has led to some of the successful deals with Selfridges UK selling dog toys. I majored in finance and accounting when I was in undergraduate degree. I finished my degree in Thailand with 2 years of experience of exchange programs in Hong Kong and Shanghai, China. And after I graduated from my undergrad degree, I worked at an HSBC bank in Thailand. And then I moved to Lancaster Uni to study MSc in entrepreneurship, innovation, and practice. And after graduated, I started my own companies. My family-wise, I have two brothers and one sister. All of them are older than me. And they are all in the business, including my mom and my dad as well. My dad is in the real estate business. My mom has a factory in food and drink business too. Specifically, it's like Boba Pro bubble tea. Yeah, she's manufacturing that with the help of my brother, one of my brother, and my sister. And my other brother has cosmetic company of his own.
So growing up with this family of that's business minded, that own businesses. During your childhood, were you always aware of what you want to do when you grow up?
Like when I was really young, I wanted to be a doctor actually. When I was like young, when the teacher asks you what you want to be when you grow up, that kind of thing. But that was just a dream, like a very childhood dream. But then I think a lot of the impact of surrounded myself or grew up in the family that is very business oriented and business minded people, that makes me have a positive impact on having my own business, because mostly it's about the flexibilities and also how they can grow the business from scratch and can be able to support the whole family by doing their own. So they are flexible enough to take us to like holidays from time to time, but then at the same time I see the downside of it, like you have to be stressful almost 24/7 because it's your own stuff. Maybe you don't have a weekend off and all that. So that makes me have like a very two different aspects of running a business as well. So that have a lot of impact, definitely.
I remember when we spoke earlier, we talked about you were offered a job in London. It's also from a prestigious multinational company. Plus, you also have offer from the place that you used to work in back in Bangkok. You also said that you have a choice to continue your family business. How difficult was it to say no to these offers?
It was really difficult for me. At that split second that you actually realize how many choices do you had, your focus already been splitted in that particular moment anyways, no matter how long it took you to come back to your one course. But at that time, of course, you're gonna think about it. That being said, I think having too many choices sometimes can be a curse and a blessing at the same time. All I knew for a fact that I wanted to actually have my own business. So that's why I chose to follow my passion, even though I don't know if this gonna lead to anything at all, or like if it's gonna lead to where I am today, or it's what it's gonna lead to in the future, and what it's gonna be like to choose the other path of, working full-time job at one of prestigious firms, or like pursuing my family business and all that. Staying true to myself was one thing that I'm actually proud and happy about it.
You mentioned also earlier when we speak before this that your business partner left sometime after you have started Two Thai. What do you feel about this and how did you manage to carry on?
When we started Two Thai, after only a year, she decided that she wanted to go back to Thailand. At that time, I totally understood her like opinions. I respected her opinion, but at the same time, I was shocked, of course, because we were such a great partner, like in the business. It was a shame, really, for us to stop that. I respect her opinion, so it's fine. What I did was that I have to make sure that I can carry on what I wanted to do. The nature of Two Thai at the time is actually going around the UK, finding the festivals, cater for like different events around the UK. So it was tough for me to actually carry on with that by myself, just like solely by myself. Even though at that time it was two ladies, it's still tough and difficult. But then, for like doing it solo was just not really an ideal. So that's why I came up with the brand Styles of Siam, to actually make sure that I can manage that while expanding the customer base, and while also having some time to myself to think about the future growth of the company. So Styles of Siam came in as a way to cope with this as well, and to take the customer feedback from all the caterings and events that we went to, put it into the bowl sauces.
Now that you're doing it on your own, but you also have a partner, basically a partner who also help and support you. And can you tell us what is your partner's role in your success?
So basically, I mentioned from the start that I have another company as well. So that company is to actually join the effort and to also join the skill sets that me and my partner have together into an import-export business, because I have a lot of contacts from China, and he's also got like contacts and quite know a lot of people in the UK too industry, and also about the UK industry. So that's why we joined that effort together to create that company. So that's the first ever thing that we had done together as a business partner and as a partner too. And also he helps me a lot in established Styles of Siam too, like being there for me, supporting me emotionally and mentally, and also driving, because I'm not driving by myself. So sometimes it can be really tough. So he's there for me to like help me drive or go to like festival and all that. And so he has been there like physically and mentally too. So that's really helped for me to actually expand.
As a woman of Asian descent, and as someone who has built multiple businesses from scratch outside Thailand, did you ever face any funny stereotypes or insecurity?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I think it's because the fact that I am in the UK and having a British partner, a lot of people who don't know me well and only see me from the surface really believe that I'm here because of my partner. But then it's actually not really, because I came here, I set up the business long before I know my partner. So it's kind of like the stereotype is still there. People believe like I am here in a marriage visa to actually be able to live in the UK. And from that, I started my own business, but it's actually, like I started the business first. So that kind of stereotype is still existing until now, both inside Thailand and outside Thailand. So it's actually one of the challenges as well that I have faced as a Thai lady. But yeah, you can't control, people's mind and thoughts. So, it is what it is, really.
Hi guys, if you're watching this, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the notified bell button. It will help me really, really much. And my goal is to get at least 200 subscribers by the end of June.
What tips would you give to someone who want to start a business in foreign environment?
The first number one was be prepared. Be prepared is really, really something that you have to understand the word prepare, because I always knew for a fact that having your own business is difficult. Having to keep the business that you started even more difficult, and having to become successful it's very, very challenging. So there's many stages in like business life and lifespans. So it's actually be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, and every single thing that come at you have to be prepared. Even though it's gonna set you back, push you backward, but you have to be prepared. Be ready for anything and be proactive at it, not just reactive, but be proactive. Response to it before it even hits you. So that is like the major tip. I always said this, but I'm going to say it again: ask for help, because once you ask for the help, you will know that particular person, and that particular person can turn to your friend, turn and become your friend and become your mentor and becomes your network. And that network will start to slowly grow and grow as you expand further and further. So asking for help, and you'll be surprised how much help you can get from people around you, and how happy they are to actually help you, and how you can help the society, and how you can help other people in the same business cycle or in the same society too. It's just a small little trick, but then it's actually helps, because once you help one person, you never know how that person can help other person or people around them too.
Any words of advice for those who are already starting their business?
Don't give up. Never give up. Because like for me, having this business in the UK is there's such a big opportunity that never been explored, of course, because it's land of opportunity that we know in the UK. But then at the same time, it's very competitive and challenging as well. So don't give up no matter what happens. If you want to get into your goal, and if you want to strive towards your certain goals, you have to keep your eyes at it and never lose that focus, because you will be swayed. I got swayed a lot, like having this one particular focus, but along the way there are so many different routes for you to get there. Either like a short one, long one, efficient one, not efficient one, effective one. Oh, there's so many. But then sometimes you got sway and you be like, oh, what if I change to this one and change the business completely? That kind of thing, it can happen too. But don't give up in what you wanted to do. Even though you want to change it slightly, it's fine, but don't sway too much. So stay on your true self and like stay on your course, and you'll get there eventually.
What are 3 things you would think women need to have to become a successful entrepreneur?
Okay. The first thing that just come into my mind is self-love. Self-love is very important, because a lot of not everyone, but I mean a lot of women can actually feel weak sometimes I'm not speaking for every woman in the world, but I'm speaking as a general. So whenever we feel weak as a woman, we might compare ourselves to men and think that it's not equal, because sometimes it is not. Like, even though we promote a lot about like equality out there in society, sometimes we can see it as well. But don't let that weaken your effort or weaken your attention of becoming a woman entrepreneur, because self-love really helps a lot to gain self-confidence, to actually push towards every challenge that come in from the society and any other aspect. So that's important. And the second one would be respect. Respect in that sense, I think, self-respect and also respect for other people, because we can't always use excuse of you being a woman. It doesn't make sense, because being a woman or being men, we support equality. So you shouldn't use that, and you should have respect, even to men, women, or any gender at all. So you should have that respect as always, and always believe in equality and respect. And the third one that I think is a very good characteristic would be being persistent. So being persistent about what you do, what you're thinking, and with the scope of doing a good deed, that is what you should have. And so these three characters, I believe, is what not just a woman should have, but everyone should have to become one of the successful entrepreneurs.
You used to not really keen with cooking, but now you are doing food businesses and you cook your own food.
Yeah. Basically, when I was younger, I had to work in a restaurant, and I have been through all the process in the restaurant, starting from like dishwashing, waitressing, chefing, cooking, cleaning, everything, every part of the restaurant's businesses. And I've been doing that years in, years out, years in and years out throughout. And it was tough. It was really difficult as like a teenager at that time, who wanted to just, spend time with their friends and stuff. But then my part-time job and also my holidays are almost always spent in the restaurant. So I've just had enough of it at that time, of cooking, even the thoughts about anything food related. Even though I'm a foodie, like I love food, I love trying new food, I don't mind anything at all in the world, just love eating. But then because of the nature of the businesses, make that terrified, the thought of having to go in that kind of business, does that actually impact the way that I wanted to cook, because I already cook when I worked and I've seen so much food. So I was like, I don't want to cook myself, but I'm okay to go out and eat. And then it changes when I've seen the growth of the restaurant. It's my family business, it's my auntie restaurant. So I was there when she just started it. That was like 10-15 years ago when she just started. So I saw how it actually developed and how it improved step by step. And I was there, and when I saw it becoming successful and it becoming like well known to local community, it made me feel happy, and I very cherished that moment, and it just made me feel content that it actually worked. I wanted to have something that I can say that I built it from the ground up, and I can see its own development too. So that's how it gets to me. Since I moved to the UK, I have to cook by myself anyway. I'm living here by myself and all that. So I had to start like cooking by my own anyway. So that kind of love for food is always going to be there. But the cooking side is just slowly coming back in again, so it's just becoming natural for me that it's my passion to have a successful restaurant.
That's all, Jing, the questions that I have for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your stories. See you again around.
So fast forward to 2022, Jing has since managed to open her two Thai restaurants in Lancaster, UK. We've tried there, it's amazing. I'm very happy for her that her restaurant is finally open.